Hello everyone and welcome back to this course on Excel for Business Analysts. We've made it all the way down to section 4, and in this section we're going to be talking about how to make better decisions using logical functions. And more specifically in this first module we're going to concentrate on one of the most popular logical functions, and that is the if function. Now if you're looking for the if function on the ribbon, you'll find it under the Formulas tab in the Functions library underneath Logical. This is where you have a list of all of the functions that belong to that logical functions group. Now, if you're not entirely sure what a logical function is, don't worry too much. I'm going to explain it from the very beginning. So what I have on the screen here is a very basic spreadsheet. It is a list of tech sales for a technology company called Microworld. And you can see in column A, we have the product that they sell. We have the customer, we have the date, we have the item cost, the number of items, and the total cost. And what you'll see is that the total cost, if we look up in that formula bar, is basically D7, the item cost, multiplied by E7, the number of items. That is how we get to our total cost figure. And what we want to do here is we need to work out the shipping and the total. And in order to do that, we're going to use the if function. Now, when it comes to working out the shipping, we have some useful information just above. So you can see here, it says that there is no shipping charge for orders over $1,500, but for everything else, there is a 2% of the total cost shipping charge. Now, if we just jump in here and type in if and open a bracket, you'll see the arguments that we have. The first thing that's highlighted is the logical test. And then essentially, depending on if that logical test is true, you get one value. If the result of the logical test is false, you get another one. So taking a look at our example here, what would be our logical test? Well, we know that there is no shipping charge for orders over $1,500, but there is for anything under $1,500. So our logical test is going to be if the total cost, F7, is greater than or equal to $1,500. And you'll find that with a lot of logical functions, you're going to use those operators, the greater than, less than, equal to, so on and so forth. So that is our test. Is the total cost greater than or equal to $1,500? Let's press comma and move on to our next argument. So now we want to say, what do we want Excel to do if that is true? So if the total cost is greater than or equal to $1,500, what do we want to do? Well, I can see here that there is no shipping charge for orders over $1,500. So I'm going to say I want Excel to do nothing. Comma. What do we do if that logical test is false? So if the total cost is less than $1,500, what do we need Excel to do? Well, if it is less than, I want Excel to work out what 2% of that total cost is and use that as the shipping charge. So we're going to say F7 multiplied by 2% and close our bracket. Let's hit enter and see what we get. So I've got the first number inputted there. It's showing me $29. And what I'm actually going to do is just apply some accounting format to this column. And I can double click the autofill handle to copy that formula down. And what we should see, and it's a very nice quick way to be able to do a visual check, is that anything that's equal to or greater than $1,500 should have no shipping charge. So I can see here where we have a dash that one is over $1,500. And I can see as I scroll down that that appears to be true. Everything else that's under $1,500, we've worked out what 2% of the total cost is, and we've got that as our shipping fee. So just to recap again, we have logical test, value if true, value if false. And our final calculation in the totals column is a very straightforward sum calculation. So we're simply going to add the total cost, F7, to the shipping cost, G7. Close the bracket and hit enter. Once again, I'm going to apply some accounting formatting to this column, and I'm going to double click to copy that down. And now we have all of our figures. So very quickly, we've been able to work out everything we need for this particular data set. Hopefully that explains how if works a little bit more. We're going to move on to some more examples of if, so please join me in the next module for that.